Well, good afternoon and welcome to the 10th annual State of the City. I'm glad to say that I have not done all 10 of those. I got to share that with Randy Pye when he started this a number of years ago. And it's always a pleasure to be with you today and to see the successes of our city, to have our business folks, our special districts, all of us gather together and celebrate what we know in our community. We have a lot of exciting news to share this year. First, we have a few special people that I'm going to recognize, and I definitely want to start by thanking our Rotary Club, our president, Ken Hope, the committee that puts this on every year. They're very smart. They take turns. I don't get to take turns, but that's okay, you know. So good for them. Thanks so much for everything you do. We have some great elected officials with us today. I'd like to start by recognizing our U.S. Congressman from the 6th District, Michael Kaufman. Congressman, wherever you are. All right, we have our sheriff, Dave Walsher. We'll be talking about him in a few minutes, some of it good. It's actually his birthday, so if everyone wants to say happy birthday to the sheriff, it's his birthday today. We picked this day just for you. Hey, somebody else gets to be embarrassed today, not just me. All right, we have our county commissioners. We have Nancy Doty, she's the chair this year. We have Nancy Sharp, Rod Bockenfeld. We're missing our other Nancy, but there's missing today is Nancy Jackson and Bill Holan. They couldn't be with us. We also have Sue Sandstrom, our county treasurer. We have Ron Rakowski, the mayor of Greenwood Village. And from Lone Tree, we have Mayor Pro Tem Jackie Millay, and I believe Council Member Susan Squire is out there somewhere. So thank you so much for supporting me today. I really appreciate it. From some of our higher offices, we have from Governor Hickenlooper's office, we have Dave Farrell. Dave's also a Centennial resident, and so we're happy to have him join us. And we have Anthony Graves from Mayor Hancock's office in Denver. So Anthony does a lot with us as mayors, and we're really appreciative. Oh, and I missed Mayor Hogan. I forgot to mention Mayor Hogan. There he is. I saw you when you stood up with, it's like, next piece of paper. And we also have Susan Yablock from RTD. So lots of folks came out today, and we want to do a group appreciation for our special districts. There are so many of them that are in the city of Centennial. We'd like to recognize that we have South Suburban Parks and Rec, South Metro Fire, Cunningham Fire, the Arapahoe County Public Airport Authority, Parker Jordan, Cherry Creek Schools, Littleton Public Schools, Arapahoe Library District, and our Southeast Metro Stormwater Authority, SEMSWA. Those folks are just so important to us. Of course, we have our business community as well, and we'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. As you may know, or may not know, this was a transformative time for the city of Centennial, a year of many goodbyes and many hellos. 4 of our city council members were term limited last year, and we were going to certainly miss their input and their institutional knowledge, but term limits also give us an opportunity to get fresh insight into our city. So let us welcome our 4 newly elected council members here today. They were sworn in January, and from District 1, we have Kathy Turley. From District, this would be when you stand and wave, practice the Queen wave. District 2, Doris Trular. District 3, Mark Gatto. We made him sit in the back. And from District 4, CJ Whalen. And of course, our group is rounded out by some folks that we've served with for a number of years, and that would be District 1, Vori Moon, Mr. Moon. From District 2, Keith Gardner. He is also known for sweater vests and a mustache, so the fact that Brian said that, I was thinking about Mr. Gardner. He always laughs about sweater vests. And of course, from District 3, we have Ken Lucas. And District 4, Stephanie Pico. I just want to tell you what a commitment you have by the folks that you elect to office here in the city of Centennial. They have spent so much time in the last few months. They've done orientation. They've done what we call Friday focus meetings, where they study a specific topic each and every week. They've had a mock council meeting before they ever started. And they have attended our Centennial 101 as observers, so they could learn more. and they've done individual meetings to ensure that there's no lag in handling our city business. It has really been an honor, and I'm so thankful to have such a dedicated group that helps lead the city, so thank all of you, I appreciate it. We had another goodbye this year, and that was with the retirement of our longtime sheriff, Grayson Robinson. Even before we were a city, Grayson Robinson was a true friend to our city, and he served our community with honor and distinction. And stepping in, we welcome our new sheriff, the birthday boy, Mr. Walsher, and we look forward to continuing our partnership and our excellent service with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Of course, we also have 3 wonderful fire districts that serve us. We have Cunningham Fire under the Fire Chief of the Year, Mr. Jerry Rhodes. That definitely deserves. We have the Littleton Fire District, which until just recently was led by Chief John Mullins, and he retired at the end of the year. And Mr. Christopher Armstrong is going to be taking his place, or takes his place. And of course, South Metro Fire District, and that is the leadership of Chief Dan Qualman, and he's announced his retirement this year. And we're sure that South Metro will do a thoughtful process to pick another great fire chief for our area. Thank you so much for your work in our city. And of course, I mentioned our special districts before. We really do appreciate all that you do. It's an amazing thing. I started in the district, special district world on my own water board, and look where it's gotten me. So be careful sometimes as a little elected offices turn into something different. While not elected, certainly they serve our city businesses and our community, and that would be our South Metro Denver Chamber, the Aurora Chamber, and the South Denver Economic Development Partnership. And I really want to thank all of you for being here today. You do a lot for our business community, do a lot for our city, and the partnership is so appreciated. I'd also like to recognize the city staff and contractors, CH2M Hill, Safe Built, Merrick, TerraCare, Widener, Michow and Cox, Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department, and I'd like to introduce John Danielson, our city manager. John, you want to give a wave? And our city attorney, Mr. Bob Widener. I enjoy working with all of these folks so much. And certainly, not last and not least, but our boards and commission folks. And I'd just like all of you to give a wave if you serve on one of our 10 city boards and commissions. These people do a lot of work for us. We have a Planning and Zoning Commission, Youth Commission, Election Commission, Senior Commission. Please give a wave and let us thank you for your work in our community. And then there's someone that's not a direct servant of the city, but my husband Jim, who supports me so I can serve all of you. And I'm really, really thankful that you're here today, and you're the best, so thanks. Sorry. All right. Before I begin today's formal presentation on the state of our city, I would really like to take a moment to reflect on and to acknowledge the tragic shooting that happened at Arapahoe High School last December 13th. This shocking act ultimately took the life of a 17-year-old senior, Claire Davis. It shook our community to its core, and we all mourned for Claire, her family, her friends, for the students, the administration, our community as a whole. And we are continually thinking of them, and we were saddened by these events and the loss of the innocence by our students and our teachers, our parents, and the community. We owe a heartfelt debt of gratitude to our first responders, the Arapahoe High School faculty and staff, and the generous actions of nearby businesses who provided shelter and aid during the event. I've often stated that the strength of the city of Centennial is its sense of community. We have strong ties to the neighborhoods we live in, to the businesses we frequent, to the schools we attend, and never was that more evident than last December. The outpouring of support for the Arapahoe High School community was amazing on December 13th, with 36 agencies responding to that emergency. King Soopers was handing out blankets, socks, food, and water for children who quickly left the building. And Burger King was the command center that day for our first responders. And many of the churches and businesses nearby acted as safe havens for family members to connect and reunite with their students. And in the following days, those same churches, they served as gathering places for grief counseling, and many of the local businesses coordinated fundraisers for Claire. One fundraiser in particular was the Burger King that's right across the school, from the school, and where a number of the students eat lunch each and every day. There's an Arapahoe High School emblem right on the wall in the elementary school, in the Burger King. Maybe some days it feels like elementary school, right, with enough teenagers there for lunch. But the crowds from near and far flocked that day. There were so many people who wanted to get together. They waited patiently for what was their fast food, and the preparation was fast, and you did a great job, but the line was out the door and around the building. I was there. I sat with folks from our communities, our neighborhoods, and people from around the whole South area who just wanted to get together, to be together, and to do something. $28,000 was raised that day, and it was just an amazing sign of our connections, of our resilience, and our healing. So joining us today, we have Natalie Permenko with Arapahoe High School. Natalie, if you'd please stand up. We have Michelle Fallon with King Soopers and a cohort, Bill, and I didn't get Bill's last name, and then they did a lot that day. And then we certainly have, you're supposed to stand. And we have Gary Robinson from Burger King, and we really appreciate everything. As I stated in this very address last year, while we work very hard to make sure that we live in a safe community, sometimes things happen that are out of our control. So whether it's a man-made tragedy or an act of nature, like the wildfires and the floods of last year, we continue to be resilient. We remain committed to supporting our 2 school districts and the sheriff's resource officers, so that we can do everything we can to keep our children safe, and promote a positive learning environment, and stand very strong in the face of any adversity that comes our way. So now, let's move on to the state of our city. It's our main topic. It's why you all came today, besides for the food and personally the cannolis for me. I am pleased to report that our city has never been stronger in spirit, in resolve, and in economic strength. In 2013, it was all about connections. Bringing in new businesses to our city, forging strong alliances as we worked on regional transportation issues, and connecting with our citizens as we keep our neighborhoods safe, well-maintained, and visually pleasing. As many of you know, the City of Centennial was started in 2001 by a group of citizens united in the desire for self-determination and to ensure that we had adequate resources to provide the services for their area. The commitment has changed very little since that early time. In fact, it's been strengthened by the planning, the implementation, and the completion of numerous initiatives that improve the everyday ease of travel and quality of life in our community. It's exciting to see so many of those long-term visions coming to fruition today. For example, the city is looking into ways to expand its fiber optic infrastructure. Currently, we use it for controlling our traffic signals. But in November of 13, another sign of self-determination, 76% of our residents approved a ballot question, 2G is what it was called, and it was to let the city examine opportunities to partner with private entities to get high-speed internet in our city, to get it to our businesses, to get it to our ultimate goal, perhaps to each and every residence. This could be a highly effective economic development tool, and it would also just be an attractive feature to recruit new companies and certainly residents to our community. Our city's strong financial management is also worthy of attention. One of the most unique things about the city of Centennial is that we pay cash for everything we do. Therefore, this city is debt-free. It has never had debt and hasn't a penny to this day. While another of other cities struggled during the recession, Centennial continues to do very well because we never overextended ourselves. And as a result, the necessary funds to spend on what we need are spent as we need them. I'm also very pleased to report that those 2013 revenues came in at $77 million, 10% higher than we expected. Yes, that's worth clapping. The increase is largely due to a better than anticipated sales tax and some additional federal and state grant revenue that we put to work on infrastructure. Now, our sales tax revenues continue to climb based on the increased sales in the stores we have and with the overall increase in just consumer spending. Centennial's major resale centers are seeing some exciting new tenants. Some recent additions to the streets at Southglen in the last year were H&M, Ann Taylor Loft, Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works, Z Gallery, White House Black Market, Sur La Table, Chico's, Chick-fil-A, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and Cafe Rio. How's that for expanding dining and shopping options? That is quite a lot to happen in 1 year. So I hope you'll check out the streets at Southglen. Another one of our power centers is the Centennial Promenade, located right across from Park Meadows. We're excited to see that the 2 vacant anchor spaces will soon be welcoming new retailers into the area. We're going to having a Conn's moving into the Loman space, and we'll have a Cavender's, which is occupying the space next to the Wow furniture store. These are Texas retailers, and we're happy to have them come into our community. The former Richmond American building has been demolished to make way for a new Longhorn Steakhouse. And right next door, Tropical Smoothie Cafe just opened a second Centennial location. So apparently we are a smoothie capital here in the city of Centennial. Of course, I have to mention our largest retailer, IKEA. Currently, it's the second largest IKEA in the United States. And this year, the 415,000-foot store expanded its geothermal and its solar capacities. It is one of the greenest stores in the world and a showcase for IKEA and Centennial, and it will be a model for future IKEA stores, and so they bring a lot of people in and showcase that particular facility. And that shows that they also feel that that is a location and a community that is really worth putting their dollars in. Although some of these projects occurred prior to 2013, we are now reaping the rewards of our careful land use planning, our forward-thinking economic development strategies, and we have a history of successful business retention and expansion. Some of the region's finest companies call Centennial home, and a number of them are here today, and also a number of them are expanding. And so that's another good sign for economic growth. The Lifetime Fitness in Centennial, which is over off of Dry Creek, built a large new indoor tennis complex, well actually indoor and outdoor, so there's 10 indoor courts, there's 10 outdoor lighted courts, and other amenities such as a video analysis room for coaching, pro shop, luxurious new locker rooms, and indoor viewing lounge. And that is quite an investment in our community. And in September of 2013, when FEMA officials urgently needed additional space, they leased 62,000 square feet at the Innovation Pavilion in Centennial to provide flood recovery efforts for our neighboring communities. The Innovation Pavilion is home to many startup tech companies, and they're very flexible with their short-term leases. Well, FEMA was a different type of short-term lease and needed to come in and get up to speed immediately. Well, we are very proud that our community development staff and our and Safe Built, our building department contractors, got to work, got them in, got them the permits that they needed, and really not only helped get them operating, but let them be operating to help our neighboring communities, and it was great. Those devastated communities also received help, hands-on help, as our Centennial first responders were there, and our building inspectors went up, and these are actually some of their photos taken right after the flooding up in the Longmont and Jamestown area. It was such a devastation that I know our fellow mayors from around the community have met, and this was quite an impact, and we were very, very proud that our partners would go and help. And it's a culture that the city of Centennial has, and we are very proud that our contractors share that culture. So something a little more fun is we like to quench our thirst in the city of Centennial, so we have our first 2 craft brewers, the Blue Spruce Brewing Company and 222 Brew. So we hope you'll check them out. And then in the end of December of 2013, we welcomed some new corporate citizens into our community through an annexation. We have Bluebell Ice Cream in Centennial now, FedEx, Scottish Home Improvements, MMR Constructors, as well as a number of independent businesses, and they are now calling Centennial home. And we are thrilled when companies want to come in and join our business community. Of course, there's some exciting new things on the horizon. The Jones District, which is right next to IKEA off of I-25, will have 1.8 million square feet of commercial mixed use on the 40 acres that they own at this time. There'll be new road access, There'll be improvements to the light rail station at Dry Creek. And the vision for this property that you're seeing on the screen is very, very exciting, and we cannot wait for them to break ground and get this underway. Time Warner in the city of Centennial had a data center and decided that they were going to expand that data center with an $85 million expansion. So that's quite an investment. It supports the equipment necessary to deliver quality video and IP to all of their customers, residential and business, across the country. And they, that project is not yet complete. It has about 400 jobs at this time and is about an $11 million boost to the local economy. So those are the kind of things that really we welcome. And we're going to have another unique advantage, and we're going to be developing what we're calling our corporate recreation corridor along Arapahoe Road. From Celebrity Lanes on the east side of Arapahoe Road to the newly expanded Centennial Gun Club in the middle, to projects that are in the early stages of construction, such as View House, which is taking over the Trail Dust Steakhouse. You've probably seen the demolition happening off of I-25, and this wonderful restaurant, patio, and conference center is going to be put there in its place, and we're excited. And that's supposed to happen this summer, so we'll have some great views from that patio. Exciting coming to the Colorado area is also a new venture called Topgolf. And it is a high-tech computerized driving range where golf meets bowling meets darts. And it's kind of hard to explain, take longer than I have now, but it's a very exciting venue for entertainment, and I think it's going to do very, very well in our city. And so we are really going to put Centennial on the map for places to come and have a good time. As I said earlier, 2013 was a year of connections. And in order to be a more desirable destination, the drivers also need to be able to move throughout our city with ease. Preliminary plans have been approved and the design work's begun for Arapahoe and I-25 interchange. This complex project requires a number of different agencies, and so we're working with Arapahoe County, Greenwood Village, CDOT, and this program, this interchange will hopefully be done by 2017 and help us all move easily. With that particular interchange, it helped us realize that we needed to position ourselves to take advantage of this revitalization. So last year we completed our I-25 corridor sub-area plan. This planning document provides a vision for that area and guidelines for the development of a vibrant, competitive, and economically healthy hub along the interstate that will attract new businesses and employers and take advantage of the existing Dry Creek light rail station and those improvements that I mentioned that the Jones District is planning to make. Also, we took the opportunity to join with Greenwood Village, and we hosted representatives from the International Council of Shopping Centers for a collaborative look and assessment of what could be done along the Arapahoe Road corridor. We communicate and connect with a lot of different cities that touch our borders, and so it's important for those connections that we plan together, and we are very proud of that. In addition to improving our center corridor, Centennial is participating in the C470 coalition, and that is on our southern border, of course, and they both received that in the Arapahoe and I-25, they received CDOT funding. So these projects that we had been involved with, which were further out on the horizon, are now coming to fruition. The CDOT money is known as RAMP, you've probably heard it, and that acronym is for Responsible Acceleration of Maintenance Projects. And the only ties to that money are those projects have to be done by December of 2017. So you're going to see a lot of construction happening in the south area. But when it's all done, we are going to really be able to connect with each other and not sit in traffic. It's going to be wonderful. Locally, we have another transportation milestone to our east. After many, many years of planning and waiting, we're moving forward with the improvements to Arapahoe Road east of Parker. The City of Centennial has committed $10 million to this project, and along with our partner agencies of Arapahoe County, the City of Aurora, and the Southeast Metro Stormwater Authority, they will make up the rest of the $15.1 million project. This is about 1.5 miles of Arapahoe Road between Waco Street and Himalaya. It's going to be expanded from 2 to 4 lanes. We've launched a new website, arapahoeroad.com, that will show the project details. This is a screenshot from it, and it's an interactive map. So if you live or work along that stretch of road and you want to see what's going on, you can click on that and get some inside information. This is certainly a high priority for the city and the city council and our staff, And it's been so long coming, it's required. We need it for the safety of the students that travel between the two high schools that are on either end of that stretch of roadway, for the families, and for our workers who are trying to get to work in an efficient and safe manner. Some of the preliminary work will start this year with a creek crossing down near Antelope, and then the rest of the major roadway construction will happen in 2015's construction season. So talk about a necessary connection. There's a lot of folks very excited about this, so I'm very happy that our City Council has decided to move forward, and we appreciate those partnerships. So in addition to these large capital projects, Centennial remains dedicated to maintaining our city streets in a very well-maintained and healthy pavement index. We commit $6.6 million to roadway improvements each and every year. So these would be projects like paving, mill and overlays, so not the major construction like I just mentioned, but this is our year in and year out that we put onto our streets, which is our largest asset as a city. Our public works contractor, CH2M Hill, scientifically assesses each street every 3 to 5 years. We use preventative maintenance, and this saves the city money in the long run, and it cuts down on a long-term cost of road replacement. It's much cheaper for preventative maintenance than long-term replacement. It was also the second winter for our optimized snow routes. That allowed for 93 additional miles of snow plowing in each and every snowstorm, while reducing the time to do that by 40%. So the way that the GIS maps out the city really provided a benefit to our citizens. This winter was not the worst, of course, by Colorado standards, but we did have more than 75 inches of snow, and it allowed folks to nominate their neighbors for our Snow Hero initiative. Our Snow Hero project is where a resident can nominate their fellow community members for showing their snowmanship, as we call it, and 128 folks were nominated for voluntarily cleaning their snow and ice from our streets, parking lots, and around the bus stops, of course. We've also added a mobile site, centennialsnowhero.com, so if you're out and about and you notice someone, just a click on your phone and you can nominate them as a snow hero and take a photo of them. Innovation and customer service are really designated as critical to Centennial's culture. In addition to the dedicated city staff that we have all the time, we love our public and private partnerships and our contractors, and they help us provide an outstanding level of service. And a notable value that we did in 2013, and you're seeing here, this is our new multi-purpose Eagle Street facility. Without incurring any debt, the city purchased a vacant 9.2-acre lumber yard and remodeled it to house our Centennial Public Works, Animal Services, Code Compliance, and our 24/7 Citizen Response Center. The total project was completed for under $6 million, which is a fraction of what it would cost to build a new public works facility. The property is located at South Jordan and Eagle Street and includes office and maintenance space, covered bays for our vehicles, and a new 5,000-ton salt storage dome and a brine mixer to provide efficient operations during snowstorms. Centennial Animal Services has added holding pens at this location so our residents can conveniently pick up their lost animals. And there are 3 meeting rooms that they're available for rental by the community and our nonprofit organizations. We're proud of our collaboration with CH2M Hill, TerraCare, and the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region that allowed the renovation of this facility to meet the needs of their needs and the needs of our city. And best of all, the city is now the landlord for our contractors, which controls the cost of their rent, and it helps pay back the cost of building and the renovation. So we're trying to use tax dollars as efficiently as we can. The Eagle Street facility also has our Traffic Operations Center, which provides the ability to monitor our signalized intersections throughout the city and to manage them or change them in real time to manage that traffic better. Right now, the TOC is connected to 15 signalized intersections, and we're going to be adding another 48 by the end of this year. So we're hoping that the time people sit in traffic due to lights and lights malfunctioning will certainly be streamlined. Of course, public safety is no exception with regard to customer service and value. In 2013, our city staff completed a comprehensive 6-month review of law enforcement services provided to the City of Centennial through a contract with Arapahoe County. This included a review of the crime statistics, staffing levels, and cost per capital, cost per calls for our service. The review revealed that the services provided through the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office not only meet the contract requirements and are highly accredited by professional standards, but also provided at a lower cost per person than comparable Metro Denver cities. Centennial is consistently ranked as one of the safest cities in Colorado of over 75,000, and we are so pleased that the results of this assessment reflect the city's and the Arapahoe County Sheriff's dedication to being responsible with our taxpayer dollars while not sacrificing any public safety, and in fact providing wonderful public safety. So congratulations to the sheriff. Now, it's not all about work in Centennial. We're pretty serious about outdoors as well. As you've heard a lot about already, our Centennial award-winning Center Park is also going to receive some improvements this spring. You say, well, it's new. Why does it need improvements? Well, it features family-friendly amenities right now, along with a great view of the Front Range Mountains, but that's not all it needs. It was so good the way it was that it was a winner of the Dr. Coggs People's Choice for the Live, Work, Play last year. So people from all over the metro area come to this park, from Evergreen, from Greeley, Fort Collins. It's on all the mom blogs. It's an amazing park. And so the People's Choice Award was something we really do treasure. So getting back to why we would like to make it bigger and better, or not necessarily bigger but better, we have some great enhancements. We're going to put a new stage covering and electrical improvements, and it's going to look like this. This is under construction as we speak. The topping off will be, so you'll see the top go on. It's going to allow us to attract professional performances, as well as present a great venue for our local artists and community performances. Some other amenities coming will be additional shade structures. The trees that are not growing quite as fast as we would like. It is Colorado, so we notice how much shade is sought, so we're adding more shade. And something near and dear to our Rotarians and their garden is the addition of a pavilion in their area of the garden. So this year you can look forward to a number of exciting, colorful performances at the Center Park Amphitheater. I'd like to tell you to mark your calendars. The kickoff will be June 7th. And that's the grand opening. We're very exciting. It's our summer blast off. The theme is going to be something to do with rockets, so some of you that are in the rocket business may get a phone call. We're going to feature the amazing Eagles tribute band, The Long Run. You may recognize that band name, as that was who was supposed to be at our last year's Centennial Under the Stars. And while they aptly got there and everyone started off very well, those of you who were there, we all got a little wet. And they were very nice to give us a credit in coming back. So we really do want to support that event. So we hope that the rain stays away. Also joining the long run will be a local favorite, Katie Laurel. And something that we're very proud of is we're going to have local musicians, youth from the School of Rock are going to be there as well. So they actually get an opportunity to be on a nice big stage under the professional lights. So that's going to be great. Throughout the summer, on Fridays in June and July, every other Friday, there's going to be a family-friendly film fest. So we hope you'll come out, bring your blankets and your chairs, and join us. There'll be a lot of activities that go along with the theme of each movie. And in August, you won't want to miss our Centennial Under the Stars. Once again, no rain this summer, at least not on our days. We're going to have live music, the laser lights that we didn't get to have last year, and family entertainment. And of course, we'll close out the year of the city's events with our popular holiday lighting ceremony. It features our Centennial local elementary and middle school choirs, and of course a visit by Santa Claus. So that's been something that the last 2 years has just grown more and more, and it's a great venue. And so while the city sponsors events in our park, the venue is also popular with outside organizations. Coach Carl from the Nuggets hosted his Reggae in the Park, his cancer awareness fundraising concert in our park last year. And despite a few showers that evening as well, the event showed off just how great the venue is. They continued on, and we really had a great time, and there was a lot of excitement by those that were in attendance and the performers. Fall brought the German Festival. They moved over to the Center Park, and we heard that their attendance was at an all-time high, so we're proud that the location is easy to find and folks are able to support all those local groups. Some other summer groups that are going to be renting our space. There'll be a farmers and artisans market. The Artisans Market is the one that was out at South Glen for the last few years, and it's moving over to Center Park and going to be adding a farmer's market with it. So we hope you'll come out and support locals for their wares this summer. And very exciting also is going to be a concert, 3-concert series by Big Brothers Big Sisters. And we've been hearing that there may be some very named bands and performers that are going to be with that, so we hope you'll check that out. And some other outdoor items that we'd like to mention was the launch of a new neighborhood park grant program. Last year we completed 6 projects, 3 playgrounds in the Smoky Hill Metro District and 3 projects at Littleton Elementary School playground yards. We are actively looking to partner with special districts and schools to build parks and playgrounds that are within local neighborhoods. And the city's also working on extending the Lone Tree Creek Trail, I always have to stumble over that one, which will go from Broncos Parkway north to Cherry Creek State Park, which is one of the major connections that our walk and pedestrian and bikers are eager to have done. We're also working with a number of other partners to make a wonderful major trail crossing along the Highline Canal. So there's some connection issues that we want to get solved over there as well. We have another new initiative, dipping our toe into the arts. We have Picture Centennial. This is a program that highlights the wonderful artists and their wares, and we have a free venue. Their art is displayed in the city building for 3 months at a time, and the selected artists have a meet and greet as a kickoff for each one of the events. We've had charcoal, we've had pen, we've had photography, painting, and each of these artists are local. They've done their work here in the city of Centennial, or they live in the city of Centennial. And our next one is, next opening is a week from today, so if you want something to do next Thursday, we hope you'll come out and join us. Citizen engagement remains a top priority for the City Council. It's primarily how we need to feel we connect with our residents and our citizens, and our businesses. Participation is actively encouraged through citizen outreach and involvement to create a sense of community. This year, the city launched Centennial 101. This was a highly successful Citizens Academy that informs our residents about various aspects of the city's operations. The goal was to encourage community involvement, instill citizen pride, and maybe even inspire a few people to be future leaders in our city. 30 citizens had 6 educational and interactive weeks where they saw what it takes to run their city. And I think there was a lot of amazement in what actually goes on in the city. The feedback was extremely positive, and we really look forward to another one. I just want to give you a couple quotes about what some of our participants had to say. All of these folks lived in the city of Centennial, and some had been there for a very long time, some were relatively new, and they were spread throughout the districts in our city. So here's a few things they said. Centennial 101 was both a fun and informative approach to becoming better citizens. The class gave an excellent overview of how the city came to be, how it operates, and a much better understanding of and appreciation for the challenges its managers face. And if you love where you live and want to learn more about what goes into making Centennial such a great city, then you must attend Centennial 101. It is not only very informative, but will motivate you to get involved to make our community even a better place to live and work. I think that's the best said and the best kudos that our staff and our city council could ever hear is the words of our citizens. So we appreciate all the work that our staff put into to put this event on. They gave up a number of their evenings. They developed incredible, creative, interactive things for the folks to do. We even had our firefighters come out, and they had a little challenge, as you see there. So everybody got into the spirit. So it was a great event. And when the next one comes out and we advertise it, we hope a lot of you will sign up and see if you can get in. We've also revitalized our senior commission a bit this year with a goal of focusing on issues such as aging in place and mobility. The commission has created senior resource guides and written newsletter articles on a number of topics to inform our seniors on how they can connect with their needed resources. Our youngest volunteers, our youth commission, provide valuable insight into the challenges and roadblocks to success that our youngest residents encounter. This year, we're especially proud of them as they supported each other and the youth of our city in dealing with the Arapahoe High tragedy. So they were a fairly new group together, and that was a tragedy that not only helped them bond with each other, but I think with all the different high schools. So our Youth Commission has been amazing this year. Some additional resources for our youth and seniors in our community are just a part of what you'll find on the city's new and improved website. If you need more information on any of the events I've talked about or the projects that we've mentioned, the details are just a click away. You can find schedules and maps for street sweeping, road construction, economic development news. You can check out a contractor to see if they're licensed in the city. You can sign up for our email notifications and our council members' new district newsletters. Our council members got together this year, and each of the 4 districts is putting out a wonderful newsletter that you can get electronically, so we hope you'll go in and sign up for it, because they really have a lot to tell you about. To further help connect us with the city and with our residents, I would like to encourage you to finally check out our social media channels. It's been a while coming, but we finally have joined Facebook. We now are on Twitter, and also we get some, we can get interactive feedback from you from something called Connect Centennial, which is an online sort of town hall forum where we'll put topics out there, or you can suggest a topic and people can chime in on what they're thinking. So if there's ever anything you want to talk to us about, you can reach us in any of these connection methods, and our communication will be to get right back to you. So whatever your preferred method is, we hope that you'll connect and stay involved. Centennial takes pride in the connections that we made last year, from the new businesses locating or expanding in the city, to the strong partnerships that we have developed working on regional transportation issues and connecting with citizens and businesses. Whether those connections are one-on-one or with hundreds of people like today, our goal is to communicate. I appreciate your attention today and your dedication to our city, and our success would not be possible without the teamwork and cooperation of a great many people, just like the 10th annual State of our City. So thank you all so much.